In this video, I want to finish the electrical system on Camera Girl's Street Legal KX100. This has been just a stationary fixture in the garage for a long time, and if everything goes right, by the end of this video, it'll be a stationary fixture with working lights. What
about the horn? Will my horn be horning?
Right, it'll be a stationary fixture that makes noise too.
Ooh. The
only electrical components this had from the factory were what's necessary to fire off the spark plug and shut off the engine. When I was a kid, the motorcycles I had, you never needed a kill switch because as soon as you let off the gas, the engine would die. And sometimes just while you're riding. But if I did have the rare good fortune of driving up to wherever I wanted to stop, let off the throttle, and the engine didn't quit, and I was able to shut her down just like I meant to, I felt fancy.
What a feeling.
What a feeling. This is what we've created electrically so far. And here's what it'll look like when it's done. On paper, anyway. We'll begin today where we left off last time. I had just finished reinstalling this headlight bracket when I realized that I made a mistake. I didn't tell you guys what the mistake was, but Pooch Maxie guessed it.
That was pretty clever of him.
It was. I drilled the holes for the turn signals too high, so now the headlight mount that attaches here doesn't work anymore because there's not enough room for it. And to answer your other question, we did recently move. I even have a video clip of the exact moment I realized I made an error.
I thought you were going to say you have a video clip of the exact moment that we moved. That'd be pretty boring to show him. Here's Jacob in a moment of pain.
Ooh! Interference. Should have drilled that hole lower. That was disappointing because if I would have just thought about the whole circumstance a little bit more, could have avoided this mishap. Can you see the issue down in there?
I can.
Holes don't line up.
That's important.
There's a couple options to correct this. I could either cut a chunk out of the top of the turn signal so the headlight nestles down in there, or if I elongate this mounting hole, move the turn signal down a little bit, the headlight will fit, and I won't have to modify the blinkers. Do you have any preference between those two?
If you move the turn signal down, will you still have enough room to manipulate that nut, to tighten the nut?
You're talking about clearance?
Clearance, Clarence.
Yeah, I think so. It only needs to move down about half of the space that's there.
Okay.
Go that route?
Yeah, do that.
That's what I like too, because I'll never have to look at my mistake again. Hidden away. So I'll remove the turn signals and take the bracket off again. That's a funny last name, isn't it? Off again. Did you have Mr. Off again for third period history?
Mm-mm. No. Mr. Bracket.
Mr. Hornigan, maybe.
No.
To figure out how much bigger this hole needs to be, I'll grab a turn signal, put it in here, set the headlight on top of it, and use a sharp pokey thing to trace the inside of this mounting hole. Now I'll get my caliper. I'm not prepared, am I?
No, but it's fun to watch you darting around.
This is a handy tool. Everybody should have a cheap caliper that you don't mind scraping metal with. I'll take a reading of how far it is from the top of this hole to my mark, which I can kind of see. Lock that in, transfer it down here. And that is the new low point of where this hole needs to be. Now we get to the question of how to bring the hole down to that point. A little bit tempted to try the drill press because I have it, but drills don't do a good job at drilling half a hole, because if I start drilling this, it's going to load up the drill bit sidewards. It's going to want to push this way. And drills are meant to apply force down, not side to side, axially. Is that the right word?
No.
So because of that, and in the spirit of just trying to keep this simple, I'll use the Dremel tool with this little carbide cutter.
What's handy that was on there?
Yeah. Sensitive viewers might not like my callousy hands or long fingernails, or sensitive wives.
You can use the Dremel with those fingernails.
It's a good idea.
Thanks.
Well, I changed my mind. I never said I wasn't fickle. I swapped the right size drill bit for one that's a size smaller because I'm probably not going to get this perfect, and I can touch it up by hand afterwards. See how this goes. I've got it lined up where I think it needs to be.
That looks terrible.
Never mind about that.
You screwed that up.
Could you see how it was just walking over to the side, just like I claimed earlier?
Yeah.
I should have listened to myself. Okay, we use the Dremel. This little Dremel with the carbide tip really throws the aluminum.
You don't want any safety goggles? Hold still, hold still, hold still. Trying to see if I can capture the metal shavings on your eyebrow. There it is. Wow.
A moment in history. I feel like a dentist doing this. Felt like a doctor last time, cutting off things that I decided were unnecessary. Now I feel like a dentist. Now open wide. My patients typically prefer this over drill press therapy. I'm cutting out the majority of this hole with the Dremel, but I'll finish it off with a rat tail file.
Looks crooked. I feel like you didn't do a very good job with this.
Well, I'm going to touch it up.
Yeah.
Also, it is, looks like a little jelly bean, doesn't it?
It does.
Well, I was going at it from the side. Now watch. I've got this just to...
Give it a little kiss. That's more than a kiss.
They don't really need to watch all this.
You're reaming that.
I got the hole straightened out now. How's that look to you?
That's much better.
Let's see if we fixed the issue. Turn signal and headlight. That'll work.
And at last I see the light.
Do the same thing now on the other side.
Look at that, already done.
Try this out now. Yeah, 2 for 2. Just to make sure these play nice with one another, I put the turn signals on the bracket, and I'll put these bolts in the top mounts of the headlight. How's it look from your side?
I am pleased.
Now put the bracket on the motorcycle. Oh, wait, no, I'm not going to put it back on the motorcycle yet. Right here, I want to mount a part, which means I need to drill a hole, and I don't want to drill a hole with the bracket on the motorcycle. This is a turn signal flasher mechanism. It's what makes the blinkers blink. It'll go right there.
Ooh.
Drill a little hole, put it on there.
Don't you think you should check to make sure that it fits first?
What do you mean?
With the headlight cover.
Probably. It'll work. I know it'll work. Not because I checked it. I didn't. but because I got lucky. If the flasher module won't fit behind the headlight right here, I can put it on the other side.
Woo!
You're smart, camera girl. And a good dancer.
Nah.
I'll put this bracket back on the motorcycle, hopefully for the last time. While I'm doing this, I'll explain specifically what I need to accomplish in this video.
Ooh, multitask.
Not exactly. Multi-track.
Lilu Dallas, multipass.
Earlier I showed you the current state of the electrical system. This is what still needs to be added to it.
You shouldn't have said you could do that in one video.
We'll start with the flasher module because we were just talking about it and I've already got the hole. I'll put it on the front here just like I originally planned, and we'll see if the headlight fits over it. Did you lock the doors in here?
No.
I'm using a 10mm socket and this will run away and never come back if I give it a chance. Okay, the part is on the bracket. You think it'll stay there? Or will we have to adjust it?
I don't know.
Do you even care?
Yeah. Don't you?
A little bit. Not really though, because I'm safe either way. Okay, that's where it will go.
It fits.
It fits. Exactly where I drilled ye random hole. We'll hook up the wires now. The diagram says I need 12-volt positive power coming in, that's the orange wire, and the white and black coming out is the 12 volts flashy power, which goes to the blinker switch. If I did my wiring correct, both of those should be in this bundle. Here's an orange, and there's black and white. I don't know how to wire it. Feels like I've been here before. Red is pretty close in color to orange, and this black wire matches the black in this one. So that's what we'll go with. We'll see if it works. I'll figure out how long the wires need to be, cut them to that length. Then you know what we'll do?
Crimping.
Crimping.
Are you gonna show all of these crimps? If you show all of the crimps, the video will probably take a week longer.
I will show one successful crimp job.
And this will be it.
This will be it. I'll strip these to what I feel is the correct length. Then we'll put our crimp on there. I feel really lucky because this flasher relay already has the kind of terminals that I bought. I think I was pretty smart to buy this kit. Good foresight on my part.
Someone in the comments said that kit is useless. Something about lawnmowers and stuff. Maybe you wouldn't use it on a lawnmower.
Well, if I was a Civil War captain, my name would probably be Useless S. Grant. That's neither here nor there. I think these are the parts I need. Female terminals, male housing. I'll apply the skills I learned last time to put these on the wires. I need to use the right section of the tool and make sure that I crimp the insulated part of the wire first. Hopefully I get this right and we avoid any more crimping fiascos. Looking good. Now I'll use this middle spot to crimp the bare wire. Think it'll look okay?
Oh yeah, you look great.
I got it. I got it. Did you see the crimp?
I saw the crimp.
It's all downhill from here, in a good way. These pliers are tricky though, because it's hard to figure out what slot to put the wires in. When it's shut, you can see the holes, but when you open it up, it's just these V shapes. You have to be smarter than the tool. I'll finish the white wire now. If this one looks good, I don't plan to film any more crimping. Hi-yo!
Feeling pretty frisky there, aren't you?
On top of the world. Now I can plug the new housing into the flasher module and snap the terminals in place. Orange goes to red based on nothing. And white and black goes to black.
Sure, why not?
Why not? There it is. Bring this back around to where I want it to go. Plug this little rascal in. How do you like that?
I like it.
Flasher module is done.
You're yelling at me.
We'll connect the front turn signals next. Sorry. These already have bullet connectors on the ends that are compatible with the ones I have. So this is what we'll use. I need 2 black wires for the negatives. Right side positive is gray and left side is white. So I'll hook those up. Front turn signals are done. How about those crimps?
Very nice.
I'm starting to get a feel for the process. Next I'll put on the brake light switches for the front and rear brakes. The way these work is I remove the banjo bolt and replace it with the switch. This is the type of job that the quicker I am, the less mess it will make. I'm glad these switches exist because they make retrofitting a brake light really simple. Don't tell my dad I'm using pliers to tighten up a bolt. Still looks okay. Now we'll do the back. Can you put a rag right there? That still looks like a good sock. Is that still a good sock?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
What's wrong with it?
Hole.
Doesn't mean it's a rag. Most of my clothes have holes in it. Does that mean I dress in rags?
I didn't say it, you did.
Here's a complication. The motorcycle frame is blocking my path of screwing this in.
Ooh.
Look how that's right in the way.
An impediment.
I don't know, I don't think I can screw it in there. So I'll loosen up the master cylinder, tip it out of the way, install the switch, and put it back. Okay, there. Master cylinder is tight. I'll tighten down the switch. That was exciting, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
You never know what new adventure is going to happen. Now we'll hook up the wires for the front and rear brake light switches. The terminals that came pre-installed on this switch match up perfectly with the ones from my kit. So all I need to do right here is snap these into a housing. Makes my job pretty simple. Now this needs to connect to these 2 wires using the yin of the yang for this plug. Probably the best way to get that done is for you to just spin the camera around. I got both of the brake light switches tied into the system. The orange wire is 12 volts positive and the brown will go to the brake light. I've noticed since I put on the switches that the lever and the pedal are squishy now. So I probably need to add some brake fluid or maybe even bleed the brakes. The next.
Do you know, I once knew a guy who was addicted to brake fluid.
Sounds like a problem. Okay.
He said he could stop at any time.
The next thing we should do is change garages. We live in a trailer now. When I mentioned earlier that we had recently moved, I didn't have any plans of moving again by the end of the video, but felt like the right thing to do, and sometimes my plans have holes in them.
Like your shirts.
Just like my rags. This is a hole. Let's continue working on the brake light circuit. The last thing I need to add to it is the brake light, which I attached to the fender a while ago. I'll put this on the motorcycle and then we'll hook up the light. My hat don't hang on the same nail too long.
Lord, I was born a rambling man, trying to make my living, doing the best I can.
When it's time to leave, and I hope you kick the can. I was born a rambling man. Back fender is installed. We sang it right home, didn't we?
You did.
I put these taillight and brake light wires through a hole that I drilled a little while ago.
Little hole punch there.
Little hole punch there when you weren't looking. I made this hole just big enough for the wires to fit tightly so water and mud won't leak past. I'll pull this until there's no more slack underneath. I think we're a little bit long.
Oh my.
Just keeps coming, doesn't it? Okay, that's good on the bottom side. You want to look at the bottom side?
Oh, it looks great.
And
Nice and tight.
And up here, I think we'll cut it right there.
Is that long enough?
I think so. Hope so. And I also need to cut back this sheath a couple inches. I'm trying to do it neatly.
Well, I didn't think you were trying to do it quickly.
This is the perfect place for a 3-terminal plug from my kit. I brought this with us to our new house on wheels. This housing will go right here, and I'll connect its mate to these 3 wires.
It's hard to take you seriously in your socks.
I don't feel as proficient in socks, but we don't wear shoes in the house, and this garage is also my office and the exercise room. Alright, I've got the terminals attached to the wires. Now I need to make sure I put this plug together the right way. Black is ground, needs to match up with the green wire. Orange is 12 volts positive constant for the tail light, connects to yellow, and brown is the brake light wire. This will be energized when either the hand or foot brake are applied. Corresponds to blue on my plug.
Sorry. It just slipped down. Not your plug. That's still in there.
So this should all work if I read the instructions right. Ah!
Oh, you did it wrong.
Oh, why didn't you tell me?
I just noticed.
I was putting those in upside down. See, it works that way. So yellow is right, but these other 2 need to be switched.
Well, you can handle that.
I fixed the arrangement of the wires, so now they're all lined up correctly. The brake light and tail light circuits are finished. Here's how they look in the wiring diagram. I was overzealous earlier when I said, we're going to finish the electrical system in this video. That's a lot of work. It's been almost 3 months since we've uploaded a video, and I am committed to putting out more videos, even though that's been a tough nut to crack in the past. So, even though I'm a little bit ashamed that I didn't accomplish what I set out to, I'll package up this video. Hope you guys like it. We did make some progress. Got the fender on there, got the brake light switches on there, and we live to film another day. Thanks for watching. Ooh.
Bert's got something to say. He's scolding you.
I'll try that again. Thanks for watching.